Shalom, 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 yashala, shalom. Yashala coming out another episode, bringing out the holy precepts. Hope everybody's in Most High blessed. Just coming out through the Spirit on this Day of Atonement. Okay? Just want to bring out a couple of precepts. And we're going to be reading out of the book of Isaiah, chapter 15. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Abba Yahweh, Bahashim Hawashai, Bahashim Kadash, true Father, deliver and save his name in ancient Paleo Hebrew, Lashawan Kwadash, the holy original tongue. Hope everybody's doing most high blessed as we seen the downfall of Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, the whore of Babylon. Okay, as they coming close to their demonic election. Okay. And through the Spirit of Habashim Hawashai on this Day of Atonement, come out with these holy precepts. Follow me on TikTok, as I'm being suppressed here on YouTube. Been here over a decade, and I can't get more than 100 subscribers. I got on TikTok, in less than a year, I got almost 10,000. Unreal. But it is what it is. It's just doing it for the Most High, bringing out this truth. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Holy Bible, sola scriptura, solely the scriptures. Let me bring out a precept on this holy Day of Atonement. Let's go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 23. And I'm going to start reading from the 26th verse. It says, And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, let's get another verse, Leviticus 23 and 27. On the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. Okay? Verse 28, And ye shall do no work in the same day, for it is the day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before Yahweh, your power. Okay? Bringing out these priests on the Day of Atonement. There's plenty of lessons I have on my channel. I just want to open this, bringing out these precepts with the Day of Atonement. Now let's get into this lesson. Isaiah chapter 53, talking about the true King of Kings and the Lords of Lords, who this regularly called Jesus the Christ. And we're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about him. Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 1 reads, Who hath believed our report? And to whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed? Isaiah 53 verse 2, For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. Salakia, Yashala, give me a minute. Salakia, verse 2 again, For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He has no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. Okay? Isaiah 53 and verse 3. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, and we hid as if it were our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Okay? We know who this is, the King of Kings, the Lords of Lords. You know, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, the true deliverance Savior, Yashala. Okay? He was despised and rejected of men, and a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised, and we were esteemed him not. Verse 4, surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of the Most High, and afflicted. Okay? And afflicted. Then the title of this sit down on Isaiah chapter 53. He was oppressed and afflicted, yet he opened his mouth. Salaka, yet he opened not his mouth. He was afflicted and oppressed, yet he opened not his mouth. Okay, we're going to bring out some of the precepts of the Spirit of the Most High on this Day of Atonement. Let's bring out a couple of precepts, first of all, and continue talking about the King. Let's go into Salakia. This is through the Spirit. I should have had this already, but like I said, this is just through the Spirit. Just bringing out some precepts on this Day of Atonement. 13, and let's read 13 and verse 8. And it reads, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, the same yesterday and today and forever. Okay, there's no change in the King. So what all you people thinking that there is no change, he's the same. Okay, yesterday, today, and forever. Point blank, period. Let's get another precept. Let's go into the book of Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 9. Talk about the King who was rejected. Okay, despised by his own people. Let's get it. Isaiah 9 and 6. And it reads, for unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given. And the government shall be upon his shoulders. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. All praises to the Most High. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? Oppressed and afflicted, he opened not his mouth. Okay? Let's bring out some more precepts about the King. Let's go to 1 Peter. 1 Peter in the New Testament. Salakia. 1 Peter, what is it? 1 Peter 2. 1 Peter 2. And let's start reading from, let's say the 19 verse. Until the government will send him upon. So mark it, 1 Peter 2 and well, this is the conscious towards the grief suffered. Let's start reading from the 19th verse. For this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience towards the Most High endure grief, suffering wrongfully. You see that? For this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience towards the Most High endure grief, suffering wrongfully. Because again, our King was oppressed and afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. Okay? You talk about the greatest man that ever walked this godforsaken planet right now. 1 Peter 2 and 20. So like Yashala, this is not the precepts I wanted. For the glory it is if when ye be buffeted for your fault, ye shall take it patiently. But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with the Most High. And the whole premise of this whole lesson about the Messiah being oppressed and afflicted, and he opened not his mouth. The 144,000 kings and priests of the Most High here, we're going to go through this right now in Jacob's trouble as they're trying to set it up right now. Okay? They're coming for us, the 144 of the kings and priests of the Most High, pushing this truth and sincerity. Point blank, period. Sola Scriptura. Okay? Thus saith the Lord. None of these devils or doctrines of devils, all these bogus doctrines that everybody's throwing out here. Thus saith the Holy Bible, thus saith the Messiah. Okay? Let's get another precept. 1 Peter 2:21. Through the Spirit. For even hereunto were ye called, because Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps. Afflicted and oppressed, and he did not open his mouth. Okay? Point blank, period. Get another precept. I love talking about the king. I love talking about the king. 1 Peter 2:23. Who, when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to that judgeth righteously. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You understand that? We're going to go through this. The true kings and priests out here, this whole world is against us. Okay? It's all against, everything is against the 144 pushing this truth. Boots on ground here that you read in the book of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. He put the breath in them and a great exceeding army. Okay? It is what it is. When you go to Revelations 11, and they feared when they saw them. Who do you think they're talking about? The 144,000 boots on ground of the army of the Most High. Point blank, period. Why is Jacob trouble coming? For us. It's for us. Point blank, period. Oppressed and afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. Okay? Giving us an example. That's the whole why I tied in these precepts to the lesson that I'm doing. Okay? That's the example that he gave us. Point blank, period. Let's get back to Isaiah 53. Isaiah 53 and verse 4 again. Surely he has borne our grief and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of the Most High, and afflicted. Verse 5. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. You understand that? Point blank, period. On the Day of Atonement. Love talking about the king, I tell you. Verse 6. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way. And Yahweh has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Do y'all hear that? And y'all want to just turn your back on the king and portray him to be Caesar Borgia, long-haired, wax-pale demon that this world called Jesus the Christ. But we know, pursuant to Hebrews 7:14, we know our king is from the tribe of Judah. Okay? Verse 7, he was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. All praises. That's why I titled it this lesson on this Day of Atonement. He was oppressed and was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, as a sheep before the shearers is dumb, so he opened not his mouth. Verse 8, he was taken from prison and from judgment, and who shall declare his generation? For he was cut off from the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken. All praise his Father. Verse 9. And he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence, neither was there any deceit in his mouth. All praises, Father. You see that? Verse 10, Ezekiel 53, verse 10. Yet it pleased Yahweh to bruise him. He has put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed, he shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of Yahweh shall prosper in his hand. All praises to the Most High Yahweh Hashem Hawashai. Verse 11. He shall see of the travails of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear their iniquities. Ezekiel 53 verse 12. Therefore will I divide him a portion with the great. He's the greatest. Y'all hear me? The greatest. No one comes to... Everybody, all these people get the title king out here on this wicked earth. And I'm talking about the heathens. And even the ones that are Israelites that don't know that they're Israelites. Okay, with kings in the sports figure, in the music industry, there's only one king. That's why he's the King of Kings, Lords of Lords. Verse 12, therefore will I divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he has poured out his soul unto death. And he was numbered with the transgressors, and he bare the sins of many, and made intercession for the transgressors. And that's all of us. Okay? That's all of us. I wanted to bring this out through the Spirit, talk about the King. And let's bring out a couple of more precepts. Let's go into, let's just prove it. I mean, all this question, let's just prove it. Let's go to Matthew's, basic precepts. Let's go to the book of Matthew's, chapter 1, and let's drop down to the 21st verse. Just get right to the point. Right to the point. Matthew 1 and 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahweh Shai. And he shall save his people from their sins. He ain't talking about the world. He's talking about his people. Let's get another verse. Let's get it from the king's mouth himself. Because everybody here is delusional. Delusional. Okay? Let's get it. Matthew 10 and 5. Through the Spirit. These 12 Yahweh Shai sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. Okay? This is direction of his men as we are here on this earth right now. This is our direction. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay? Point blank, period. You know? Let's get it. Let's go into the book of Acts. Love talking about the king. I'm telling you. And what he said? He's in the volume of the book. He's from the beginning. The beginning pages, he's there. Okay? Y'all just don't know that he's in the Old Testament. He's all over it. But it is what it is. Matthew 5, and let's start it from 29. Classic precepts. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. That's the way I feel. Let the Most High be true and every man a liar. Every man walking this earth is a liar, unless you're one of the 144,000, because we're the only ones with the new song. We're the only ones that understand these holy precepts. It's in the Bible. Okay? Acts 5 and 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. Okay? Isaiah 17 and 5 says, cursed be the man that trusteth in man. So if you trust in man, you're cursed. Okay? Acts 5 and 30. The Most High of our Father raised up Yahweh Shai, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree. And through all his oppression and affliction, he opened not his mouth. Talk about a great man. Acts 5:31. Him has the Most High exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sin. He's not talking about the world. Point blank, period. I could go on and on and on. If you go look at the lessons, I got over 200 something lessons on YouTube, but they're suppressing me. They're taking down my lessons. They're striking my, so I opened up other avenues. Like I said, follow me on TikTok if you're a true believer of the Most High and want to understand these holy precepts through the Spirit of the Most High. I'm on TikTok, Dawara Banyashala. Point blank, period. Let's bring out a couple of more precepts. I want to bring one. Let's go into John. No, Salakia. Yeah, let's go. Let's go to John. Book of John 19. Talking about his being oppressed and afflicted and let's talk about it. John 19. Let's go into let's go to verse 9. Let's talk about it. John 19 verse 9. And it reads, and went again into the judgment hall, and saith unto Yahweh Shai, whence art thou? But Yahweh Shai gave him no answer. Okay? Let's get another verse. St. John 19:10. Then saith Pilate, Pontius Pilate, unto him, speakest thou not unto me? Knowest that not that I have power to crucify thee and have power to release thee? Okay? Chapter 19, verse 11. Yahweh Shai answered, red letter, the king speaking. Thou couldn't have no power at all against me except it was given thee from above. Therefore he that delivereth me unto thee had the greatest sin. You see that? The Messiah knew. He knew what he got to go through. And we should, if we're the true men of the Most High, we know what we got to go through. Okay? That's what this is all the premise of this whole lesson on this Day of Atonement. How he was afflicted and persecuted, hung, and, didn't say a word, as you see. He just took it. Okay? And you see through the gospel where he warns us, they're going to take us into these synagogues, they're going to kill us, they're going to beat us, they're going to scourge you. He tells us what's going to happen. You see that? I hope this is edifying Yasha Allah, and this is for the true men of the Most High, bringing this truth and sincerity on this Day of Atonement. This is all ad-lib through the Spirit of the Most High. I hope it was edifying. Stay Most High blessed. We have read the Leviticus chapter 23. The day of the Feast of Tabernacles coming up later on in this month. Okay, for the true Bible believers, we need to keep these holy feast days. Point blank, period. I hope it was edifying, Yashal. Until the next time, Shalom.